Swami, Yadi, you are a co-host. TP also co-host. Without delay, we'll start. Om Loga Samasta Sugino Bhavandu Loga Samasta Sugino Bhavandu Loga Samasta Sugino Bhavandu Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. Namaste everyone. Welcome. How many of you met Swami Bua? You keep your video on, that will be good. I know Lakshmi already met Swami Bua, and Narayanji met, I think. Right. So anyway, maybe we'll start with the prayer from Swami Yadidharmananda. A short prayer, then we'll talk. Unmute yourself.
Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Jnanamulam Gurur Murti Puja Mulam Gurur Padam Mantramulam Gurur Vakyam Mokshamulam Gurur Kripa Om Namo Bhagavate Shivananda Om Namo Bhagavate Shivananda Om Namo Bhagavate Shivananda.
I know you had to take care of your father, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can speak. Go first.
I did not have the opportunity of meeting Swami Bua in this physical life. But when I was working in the archives in the Shivananda Ashram Rishikesh, I came across pictures of Swami Bua, and I did not know then that this person is Swami Bua. I could only get some information, some people, that he's a Swamiji who has been in UN and he has been spreading the teachings of Swami Shivananda in America for many years. And then when eventually I came in contact with Dileepji, and when I came, then I came to know that he was actually a relative of Swami Shivananda, family relative, and he lived in Shivananda Ashram for many years. Only then I saw many pictures with Dileepji and came to know a little bit about him. But I'm grateful to know another illustrious disciple of Swami Shivanji Maharaj. So I would like to just say a little bit about the influence of Swami Shivananda Maharaj to the humanity. When this task of digitizing and archiving all the works of Master Shivananda came to me to be able to digitize everything. So I came across a lot of teachings of Swami Shivanji, a lot of pictures, a lot of audios, and a lot of videos. And it was I never met Swami Shivanji because he left his body in 63. This body was born in 72. But looking at the work of Swami Shivanji, looking at the spread of his footprint all over the world, I when I had to present the project to the administration, I said maybe after I don't think there is anybody else like Swami Shivananda in this world who has 156 biographies written by his disciples. And the disciples, I don't I don't think maybe all of you can do a research and tell me if I'm wrong. I don't know if there is any other personality who has 156 biographies, and they're not just by ordinary people. The people, ordinary people, to very high level, to Kariyappa, General Kariyappa, and many other great people. 4 or 5 presidents of India have visited him and appreciated him, and the the annual general body meeting of Divine Society, the organization he founded, used to happen in Rashtrapati Bhavan because 4 of the presidents were almost like his disciples, including Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. And then the illustrious disciples like Swami Vishnudevanji, Swami Sachidanandji, and Swami Bua and Swami Venkatacharanji. And if we try to draw a family tree today, I mean, the numbers will be in millions that have been influenced by the works of Swami Shivanji. And so Swami Bua carried out also, brought Swami Shivanji's teachings to UN and did so much of work. So I just would narrate 1 or 2 observations of mine when I was working with Swami Shivanji's material. So guess how many pages of work that Swami Shivananda did during his lifetime? 600,000 pages is all his life's work. 600,000 pages. And they range from what becomes of the soul after death, to mind is mysteries and control, to home remedies, what not. Every subject he has covered. And his passion was spiritual dissemination of knowledge. And that is why he trained people, trained Swami Sachidanandji and send him, trained Swami Vishnudevanji, send him, trained Swami Bua and send him. So and he did not ask them to go and start Divining Society all over because he was not after name or fame. All his message was yoga must go from door to door and shore to shore. And we are so fortunate, we are so grateful, all of us who have come across Swami Shivaji's teachings, that we have some little connection with this great lineage. So I also feel very blessed and very lucky to have come across the lineage of Master Shivananda and all these great luminaries, great disciples, and including Swami Bua. And I'm so very honored to be able to pay a little bit of a tribute, though I have not met him physically, but I know the contribution of Swami Bua to this world, and which is immense. So I pray that his blessings, Master Shivananda's blessings, be upon us all. Swami Bua's blessings be upon us all, and may we take some inspiration from these great lives who have led their life in this very world, not 5,000 years before, but right in front of us in our human history, recorded history. And maybe we make them proud that we are also worthy people who came across such great luminaries. Thank you, Dileepji, for this opportunity. And I'm sorry I need to take leave because this body's father also is a Swamiji. He is also a disciple of Swami Chidanand. He is 92. And with a lot of hesitation, I managed to bring him over here to this ashram so that I can take care of him. So I would take your leave, and hopefully I will see the recording later on when I have time. Thank you so much, Dileepji, and wish you all the best. Thank you.
I'll go with a little article we wrote for the Yoga Committee magazine and edited by Gabriel. Swami Bua, Supercentenarian Yogi. Venkataraman Subramaniam Bua, born September 14, 1886, and passed on July 22nd, 2010. internationally known as Jagatguru H.H. Swami Bua Maharaj, was born in Pollachi in South India. He was born into a poor Brahmin family and was the youngest of 18 children. Born with severe physical disabilities, his legs and feet were crippled and contorted by the time he was 2 years old. He later fell into a coma, and by the age of 13, his family was convinced that he was dead. When they prepared him for cremation, the heat from the funeral pyre woke him up, and as his eyes began to open, his family ran away, fearing that he has risen from the dead. A wanderer, Avadhoda, His Holiness Prabhakara Siddha Yogi, rescued him from the fire and taught him traditional yoga over many years. Swami Bua began his voyage, traveling from village to village and seeking food as well as shelter from others. He survived many providential escapes. For instance, he was abducted by cannibals when he was a child but managed to free himself with the help of a young girl. He also escaped from political activists and criminals as well as wild animals, including pythons, crocodiles, tigers, etc. Meeting great saints such as Swami Vivekananda, Chattampi Swamigal, Sri Narayana Guru, Ramana Maharshi, Sri Aurobindo, and other Siddha yogis was a great source of inspiration for joining the freedom movement and would ultimately led him on a journey throughout British India. Upon learning numerous Indian languages through the Gurukula system, he became an exceptional orator and writer in English despite lacking a modern education. He lived on fruit, vegetables, and a little rice. He never consumed non vegetarian food, alcohol, or drugs in his life. During his lifetime, Swami Bua was one of the oldest living Hatha Yoga teachers in the world. Experts estimated him to be over 123 years of age in his final years. He accomplished the yogic technique of Kechari Mudra, the blocking of one's nasal passage with one's own tongue, stopping the breath for a considerable length of time through rigorous practice. As a spiritual leader at the United Nations, he was able to blow his shank, Honsha, continuously for hours, demonstrating his immense breath control. He was capable for breathing through his eyes. His extraordinary ability to rotate his body while anchoring both arms on the ground was a rare feat. Swami Bua was a cousin of Swami Shivananda Saraswati Maharaj. When Swami Shivananda saw Swami Bua's talent in Hatha Yoga, he was invited to join the Divine Life Society in Rishikesh. Swami Bua joined the ashram as its first yoga teacher trainer and taught most of Swami Shivananda's disciples. He was the first yoga master conferred with the title Master of Hatha Yoga, MHY, by Swami Shivananda Saraswati. Swami Bua arranged a meeting between Satyasai Baba and Swami Shivananda in Rishikesh and created a movement called Bharata Sadhu Samaj, which made a change in the Orthodox Hindu hierarchy. In the early 1960s, Swami Bua went to Iran, where he stayed at the Shah of Iran's palace and taught yoga to the Shah's family. After 7 years, Swami Bua came to the USA with the Shah of Iran. In 1973, Swami Bua established the Indo-American Yoga Vedanta Society in New York and became an integral part of the activities at the United Nations. Swami Bua traveled around the world over 90 times. He met numerous royal dignitaries, heads of states, ambassadors, religious leaders, and famous Hollywood film stars. He taught the King of Ethiopia, King of Nepal, boxing champion Muhammad Ali, and many other world figures. Additionally, he met with Bernard Russell, George Bernard Shaw, Albert Einstein, as well as many world leaders from Russia, Germany, and Italy. He worked closely with many spiritual saints like Paramahamsa Yogananda, Sai Baba of Shirdi, Swami Chidananda Saraswati, Satya Sai Baba, Sri Chinmoy, Swami Sachidananda Saraswati, Shivaya Subramanya Swami, and various others. Among his friends are great figures such as Mahatma Gandhi, Annie Besant, Subhash Chandra Bose, Lala Lajpat Rai, Madan Mohan Malaviya, Chakravarti Rajagopalachari, Jawaharlal Nehru, Lal Bahadur Shastri, Pope Paul II, United Nations Secretaries General, and other diplomats. Swami Buaji was an embodiment of love and affection. He would always end his yoga classes with a relaxation lullaby. Begin the day with love, spend the day with love, fill the day with love, end the day with love. That's the way to God. He would say that food, laughter, and yoga are the best medicine for a long and healthy life. In this light, Supercentenarian Yogi Raj Swami Buaji, his life is a perfect example for all spiritual practitioners. Here I want to show one of the photo where he blew conch shell at the United Nations in 2000. There was a big conference for all the religious leaders. They gathered, and Mother Amritanandamai got the Interfaith Award in this event. And this is one of the beautiful photo I got in my file. Always I use it. So for me, I met him when I was little in India. Then I don't know about him. Then when I came to America in 1999, I was looking for, because when I got the American visa, I went to see Sai Baba, and he asked me, when you go to New York, you find Swami Bua, he's there. So I cannot find, because there's no website, and I can't find a phone number. The weekend, I saw him at the Ganesh temple. He's sitting there. I touch his feet. He asked me, where are you coming from? So I said, from India. Which part? Kerala. Where? To Punathra. Just look at my face and said, are you the son of Dr. Thankappan and Kanagamal teacher? Right away he asked. I know, because I have a sign on my face. That is my birthmark. So that much memory he has. So over maybe 25 years, I didn't see him. Then we became very close. And the last part of his years life, I was able to take care of him. Yeah, we did wonderful events, and he was the first patron for the World Yoga community. Even though we didn't do the registration those days, and he was the backbone to create the International Day of Yoga. And no one else helped us those days. People used to make fun of us about the Yoga Day, but he was with us and gave all the guidance, support. And during the time when I was in his apartment, I fly to Portugal to make an agreement with associations there and start the really good movement and approach the government, and Modi took it, and it happened at the UN. This is the story in nutshell. So I'll invite T.K. Nagagaki to do a short prayer and few comments. TK.
Yeah. Okay. Good morning. Thank you very much for inviting me be part of it. Of course, yeah. I only saw him several times at the UN events or so forth. But he's always doing also some parts of the talks or some those countries that he played. But it was long ago, before even like maybe before after 9/11, the time that so I was still a little bit active or actually in and out, but it's my feeling was always he looks so old and then so kind of fragile to walk to the stage, so I hope he's not gonna fall down. That was somehow that's always the image that I have a couple of times. Every time I saw him, it looks something like but at the same time yeah, he's always managing, and it was kind of interesting presence for me, at least. So I never have any conversation, but yet to be able to witness seeing him the sound of kanchi. But anyway, so for me, I would like to just show my respect, wonderful life, and then wonderful influence that he has in a society. And of course, I don't know anything about him, but then the one that who always come to the stage is somebody who is very respected. among the community and doing a lot of contribution to the community. Whether I know what exactly he or she or whoever does, but then I think it's very, very important to be able to, respect each other. So with that, I would like to show my respect. And so I just wanted to have a short chanting for invocation from the respect from my heart. So, sorry. Yeah, I'll just use this. Then please join me in meditation. And I'll just offer the chanting. Peace and blessing to you and to everyone, and on this special occasion, so show our deep respect to. I don't think I can pronounce his name well, but
Swami Bua.
Swami Bua is good. Okay, yes, Swami Bua. So thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, Guruji. Appreciate it so much.
Yeah. Okay. So this is some of the photos I always use it. The right side with the wheelchair, that's the last photo I took with him. And now I like to invite one of the yoga teacher and the reverend as Lakshmi Scalis from Integral Yoga Institute. Lakshmi ji, please unmute yourself and
Good morning. Good morning.
share your experience with you.
So far, such a beautiful meeting. I met Swami Bua in 1977. I was looking for a teacher and somebody brought me there, someone from the Cauldron. It was a vegetarian restaurant that everyone ate in New York City. And I took his first class and I had been doing yoga, but I have to say that I had parts in my body that hurt that I didn't know I had. I mean, it was just amazing. So I started to go every day. And every time you came in, he was in his late 70s, I guess, around then, or maybe more, I don't know. Everyone says something different. And he would always say, happy, happy. It was a special group who did yoga then in the 70s. And we came every day. every day, literally, I was there. It was wonderful. I have to say that when I would look at him and watch him move and do postures, I knew if I had lifetimes of doing yoga, I would never be able to do what he did. He was just somewhere else. He was somewhere else. He would do that beautiful around the universe thing that the boys would all say, please do it, please do it. And he would go, no, no, no. And they would keep begging, and somebody would, step on his hands, and he would sit in lotus and twist his entire body around. And I've never seen it since. That's it. That's it. But so for 5 years I was there, and I became one of his teachers when he went away. And he would cook for us. Swami Bua would cook for us, and we would have these terrific parties, and we all went to the zoo. So I had a very close relationship with him for so long. And I don't know if I knew how fortunate I was at the time. I mean, I was in my 20s. I was pretty stupid. But my God, I have to say, some years later, I went through an illness, and when I finally started to get better and go back to the yoga, and it was there in my body. And I have to say, this was the man who put the yoga in my body. He put it in there, the fortune of meeting a guru like that, a teacher like that. We laughed all the time, or sometimes he really yelled at people. One Indian guy came in and he was stiff. He was a little stiffer than most of us. Oh, he gave him such a hard time. Look at these Americans, they can do it. And he really laid it to him. I felt so bad for the guy. But, and he liked everything to be very precise. Even when he put a stamp on the letter, it had to be even. And it was such a beautiful time, and knowing him was so beautiful. And I can't say how blessed my life has been by knowing him. What he's given me, I'm grateful for every day. Because I don't know that I would even be here with everything that I went through. I got hit by a car in 82, and then I did eventually stop in 83 taking his class because I kept injuring myself. But now it's all, yeah. What a beautiful yogi. So almost like he landed there on 57th Street out of space. And we were able to go there every day and be in his presence. And he would teach us yoga. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And I'll always be grateful to him. Swami Bua Maharaj. Namo Namah. Thank you. Om Shanti.
He was so close with Swami Sachidananda and Rabbi Gelbumai. They used to do so many interfaith events. Thank you, Reverend Lakshmi Ji, for joining.
Thank you.
We were able to make it. Thanks.
Beautiful meeting.
So now I like to invite who is next. Let me see. Gandhi Kota Arimaji is a long time disciple of Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Arimaji, please unmute yourself. Use your, okay, that is good. We have your video.
Yes. Thank you very much, Guru Dileepji. I'm very happy to be here with you all today. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. I'm an advisor, namaste. I'm an advisor for the Sarvadharma Service Center. It's a Sri Sathya Sai Baba associated organization in Howell, New Jersey, which conducts service activities in the local and international communities, including soup kitchen activities, yoga classes, spiritual events, meetings of various types, and disaster relief activities around the world. So it's a great honor and privilege to be here with you today on this Remembrance Day for Swami Bua. Swami Bua was a great yogi with great yogic power he attained by the blessings of his gurus and his devoted tapas, in other words, practice and discipline of yoga. he was always happy. And I first met Swami Bua in the 70s and early 80s, many times with my father, Sri Gandikota Subbarao, who worked in the United Nations and was a founder trustee of the Ganesh Temple or Mandir in Flushing, New York. He retired in 1985. So during the period of the 70s and early 80s, we lived in New York, and I was able to attend many of the functions in New York easily. After that, I moved to New Jersey, and it was a little harder. So we had very close contact with Swami Bua during those 70s and early 80s. And, he struck me as a very loving and caring person. And he was always very happy. He had all these great yogic powers that Dileepji, Guru Dileepji just mentioned, that he could blow a conch shell, for hours, basically, because he could breathe in through his body. He didn't need his nose, he didn't need his mouth. The breath came in through all his other, through the body itself. So this is a great feature only granted to a high yogi. And it comes when you develop your bodily functions to a very great extent, and so that you have control and mastery over all the senses. And he had that. So he was also a very loving person. He was not, let's say, affected by temper. He may show temper, but it's basically to reform those who need instructions. So once again, he was a very great yogi, and he attended a lot of interfaith meetings, as Guru Dileepji mentioned. I had attended some of these in the early 70s and 80s. He was not a stuck-up guru. He was down to earth in many ways and very loving. So I'm very honored to be here with you. I would just like to say one prayer in his memory, and that's the Gayatri Mantra. Bhurbhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Prachodayat. The Gayatri Mantra has been chanted for thousands of years by thousands or millions of people, and it is a very powerful mantra, the one that gives great powers to those who chant it with faith and devotion and who take that yogic path. It is the one basis for everything, and Swami Bua was an exemplar of that. So once again, I'm very happy to be here with you, and thank you, Guru Dileepji, for the few minutes I'm able to speak about this great man, Swami Bua. Thank you.
Thank you,
Namaste.
dear Harimaji. Wonderful. And I like to invite Nilaya. Nilaya is from Brazil. Is one of the senior student of Swami Buaji, and she used to be a part of the Olympic team in Brazil. Correct, Nilaya? Flourish for it.
Namaste. I'm really grateful and very honored of being here with you all. And I think this is the magic of Swami, that he opened up a path for many of us to get connected, to get together with wonderful, loving heart and beautiful people all over the world. So I met Swami through his student, Bijoy George, in 1996, when he first came to Brazil. And it was a blessing. It was wonderful, because also I needed to translate. They needed somebody to translate Swami, and he had a precise way of speaking the English that most translators, they had difficulty. But what I felt when I was doing that was that I needed to get myself into a connecting state, of a meditative state with Swami, and then I could speak properly. Because even though Swami, I don't know if he knew Portuguese, but whatever he was saying, he knew some effect that would cause in the audience. And if I was not translating the word precisely to generate the effect, that meant that I was not in the meditative state. So he would call myself, like he would say something, hey, you don't know how to speak English. You know? And that was very interesting because that gave to me this feedback. So, and there is this very interesting event that happened because Swami came 96, 97, 98, every year until the year 2001 to Brazil. So in 97, I was teaching at a college here in Rio de Janeiro as a physical education and the physical education college. So I was teaching to the undergraduation students. So Swami was here and I called the students and I told them, so I can bring you this man to talk to you, but you need to organize everything. I won't do anything. So what happened is that the days were passing. There was not even a poster, nothing. And you wouldn't see advertising. I said, wow. Anyway, then Swami came. The moment Swami came into that college, there was this gymnasium. I never saw so many students. The gymnasium became filled. There was thousands of students that came from all over the place. So that gave me this feeling, this image that Swami is like that. Swami is not a big advertisement. We don't need to see any outdoors of Swami, but he multiplies from his silence like a seed. A seed, we just need a seed to have a forest. And Swami is this powerful, loving seed. So at this moment, I think also because all the time, Swami had this joy, made us feel joy. Even if you're feeling hard times, there was a moment that he would get the joy to reach us. So I think there's the love, the deep love, the universal love, the divine love that he nurtures us all the time. And I think that is the most important offering, the most important gift that we all get. And somehow it's the moment for us to spread love and joy. So thank you so, so much. Namaste. And may we all cheer this moment. Guruji, thank you so much.
Thank you. So I just learned that Sri Gandhi Kota Ariyamma's birthday is today. So definitely we'll celebrate. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
My thanks to you all. May God bless you all. Thank you. Namaste.
We don't want to miss anybody's birthday.
Thanks for that. It's
And
a coincidence. Very
Happy
nice.
birthday.
happy
Thank you. It's a
And-
nice coincidence. And I remember Swami Bua. So he was such a nice man and a great yogi.
and who else met Swami Bua? Lakshmi Ubadhyaya. And there's
Pranam Guruji.
Pranam. Raj Bhai.
Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.
Unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity to meet Swami Bua, but I heard a lot of great things, and listening to his bio sends really chills to me as to what we think we accomplish in life is nothing. it's all God's grace to having experience meeting so many wonderful people all around the world by Swami Bua and sharing yoga teaching and just the fact of his survival, when at age 13, 14, almost his life ended. God had other plans, and with Avaduta Prabhakar Guruji able to revive his life, and Swami Shivananda and his teachings, and Swami Aravindo, Gandhiji, Einstein, so many people. So it's really inspiring to know that Guruji, Guru Dileepji, was the caretaker during his final years. So, and then also Guru Dileepji was instrumental in having that yoga festival at the Indian consulate a few years ago, where
That was
interfaith
2007. I think
2007.
we came to that event.
No, I didn't connect with you until 2011 or so.
Rashmi's in the meeting.
Oh, okay.
was in that event.
Oh, Lakshmi was in the meeting. Okay, maybe. Anyhow, so I'm in wonderful company. I'm so delighted that Guru Dileepji is sharing memory of Swami Bua and all his wonderful teaching, and is laying the foundation to get the World Yoga Day at the United Nations. So all the sacrifice, commitment, and uniting people goes a long way. So I pay tribute to Swami Bua simply by remembering as a Mahayogi, Mahaguru, and then we leave his legacy. I hope we can do a fraction of his work in sharing God's love and peace and tranquility with the people we come across. May God bless everyone. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm outside. It's a little disturbing here. So
Okay.
thank you again. God bless. God bless.
I'd like to invite Sri Satyanarayan Narayanji from Delhi. He's president of the World Religions in India. Please unmute yourself. Yeah.
Pranam everyone.
Namaste, namaste.
Glad to as a part of this great celebration of excellent personality, we all Indian proud Anant Sri Vibhushit Jagatguru Swami Bua Ji Maharaj. Unfortunately, we not met physically, but we listen and more listen by Guru Dileepji Maharaj and more Indian yogis that his great contribution to bring world one platform in United Nations for yoga, spirituality, love, peace and unity. We are grateful. Today we are the part of this great occasion because Guru Purnima is very close. My English is not so strong, but we want to express our views about this great personality. Guru Purnima and this birthday, all of we know that Guru Parampara bring by Vedavyas Ji Maharaj. Vedavyas Ji Maharaj, Guru Parampara, and his birthday is also Ashad Purnima. This is after today, 24 is Guru Purnima, and this prestigious birthday is Swami Bua Ji Maharaj is 2 days before. So God is so kind.
It's
and
Samadhi Day.
Yeah, Samadhi Day is today. Samadhi Day. Happy birthday, you telling. So I think today is the birthday. Hello, Guruji, you listen me.
Yeah. Once you change the body, that is also the birthday.
Okay. Oh, great. Because the great personality never, he is alive with us always. Yogi never, Brahmalin never. He is with us. So great. So we are also grateful that yoga field, this flag is in the hand of great yogi, our beloved Anant Sri Vibhusit Jagatguru Dileepji Maharaj. He take the flag and promote the yoga worldwide. Love, peace, unity. He bring all religions in one platform many times. And for your kind information, this organization is not only for India, it is for world. And we working together lot of all religious heads in, 38 years approximately. The whole life we give for love, peace and unity. And this great occasion that yoga is the main part who bring people one platform. And for this, we always remember the great yogi and we proud love this great personality, His Holiness Swami Bua Ji Maharaj. And also my Abhinandan to all dignitaries, participants and other great personalities. Thank you Maharaj Ji for inviting us this great occasion. Thank you. Jai Mata.
Thank you, Ji. So 24th we have Guru Purnima celebration.
Yeah.
I'll
So
send.
we all are with you. What you say, we all are with your. We all with your disposal. You just give us order that we all are with you for your disposal always.
So thank
with
you.
Great love and regard. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'll show a video clip from last year. Guruma from Haryana, she made this clip. Let us see.
Jnana Vijnana Triptatma Kutasto Vijitendriyaha. That is the definition given by Bhagavad Gita for a yogi. And Yoga International Day is a reminder to all of us that we have to become that. One who has mastered the senses and the mind, one who doesn't has any lust or greed or ego, in all humbleness and in all great love and surrender for the Almighty. We need to follow the path of yoga as this is the only way to uplift us. And this is what Puja Swamiji taught his whole life, especially when he used to practice his asanas, the wonderment, the ease in which he would do his asanas, his poise, and especially if you look in his eyes, and the eyes are filled with so much of love and so much of calmness, but so much sturdy and so much strong and so much muscular in his body. Swamiji, through his body, and especially when he would give the demonstration of his asanas, was exhibiting that is how every practitioner should be strong, sturdy, but filled with equipoise and calmness. Not with an attitude that I have mastered this very difficult advanced asanas, that I can do those postures which are very difficult to master. But even in doing those very advanced poses, Swamiji always had that childlike, beautiful poise and glow on his face. Yoga is not just about creating the contortion of the body. Yoga is also about having a very loveful mind which has devotion for Lord, which has great surrender for the lotus feet of the Lord, who is omniscient. Yoga is also about illumination of our intellect, and that happens through Brahma Vidya, that is the Upanishad and Bhagavad Gita. So if we relate to that, if we become a learner, and if we get this wisdom, this higher wisdom, the Brahma Vidya, in our intellect, then we have a buddhi, an intellect, which is going to be so illustrious, and a mind which is calm and is free of greed, lust, anger, and ego. This mind is like a very translucent mind. And a body which practices yogasanas and pranayam every day, this is the body which is free of diseases. As Swamiji used to say, not all, but some diseases definitely can be removed. But our target is to make body so strong and so healthy and so vibrant that there is a beautiful balance of Vat, Pitta, and Kapha, and you have a very strong, vibrating system. So on this International Yoga Day, let's take a vow that we will all become a true yogi, a true yogini, by bringing this integrated yoga of bhakti, of asanas, that is the Ashtanga Yoga, and also of the Jnana Yoga. With these three yogas in our life, surely, definitively, we will be experiencing great contentment. And with great gratitude, we can say, thank you, Lord, and thank you all the yogis who have given us this path. And let's do our pranam to the present, past, and all the future yogis of this world. Namaste.
So that is one of the clip. I like it. Is well made from last year. Now I like to invite Dr. T.P. Shashikumar, and his master Swami Rama was very close friend of Swami Bua Maharaj, and he may like to share some.
Namaskaram to all of you and pranams to the great feeling which all of the great souls are sharing here on this day of remembering Swami Buaji. Different aspects of a human. Physical, he was very strong. He has demonstrated probably what others cannot do. Very rarely people get that flexibility. And not just that, I have seen him on video showing some of the activities. He showed that it is that not possible to do. And everybody says, yeah, maybe this old man will not be able to do that. And next moment, he will show that he is easily doing it. So he had that, as earlier somebody mentioned, that childlike activity which makes people, yeah, you may feel it is difficult, but if you take another trial, you may be able to do it. That sort of feeling was given while demonstrating, while motivating people to do that. Again, most of the people who spoke, including Nalia and Lakshmi ji and all that, all of them were talking about his emotional attachment. I think most of the Swamijis or people who are into social or who reach at higher levels of attainment, they feel that they have a cloud together, always moving, and they should not be serving somebody else. They desire to be served. But here we find a lot of examples where he cooked for others. He was happy in serving everybody. And that feeling of being together, the emotional attachment, that is what makes him probably most unique. The third, intellectual. I heard that he could speak many languages. The way he showed in some of the audience, he never spoke even. Some people think that speaking is more important. But I have seen him in one of the podium where he was asking somebody else to hold his nose and his breath was stopped. And that continued for some time. So that shows, yes, you don't have to speak a lot about your abilities. You are practically to show. And I have seen him, his visits in different places where he was too tired physically, but people has fallen on his feet and then doing the pranams. And yes, he has shown all that intellectual ability to speak about many, recognize many. We don't know how many of them have that ability until the last breath. And no word to say that spiritually, that spiritual growth is what probably gave him the physical, emotional, intellectual, and social ability. The social ability, mixing with the people, remembering them, considering them, taking care of them, hand-holding them. I think when I got connected through Swami Rama, or maybe through Nataraja Gurus, Yati, all that part of those people who had that lineage, I wish that is what now Dileepji carries forward. And I'm so happy to have that brotherly love from Dileepji on giving opportunity to speak to few of these programs. Through these programs, maybe some lineage from Swami Rama gave that qualification, but I'm sure that lineage which Dileepji got from Swami Bua is what equipping many of these things happen. And that ability to reach up to the UN, when many of the people were not venturing to go to such places, and then taking that initiative, that is what made all of us to connect today. So pranams to all that tags, threads, probably the hooks in the chain which connected all of us together. Namaskaram and pranams to all of you. It is great to remember great people, but it's also more important to take some lessons from that and then try to see that we also carry forward that message. So I'm sure I cannot speak of Bua without mentioning Dileepji, because though I heard from my guru's disciples about Bua, this opportunity gave me to learn. I'm only an academic learner on him, but I was able to connect very fast because many such branches, as Nalia told, it was all from the seed, and we are in the same forest. We all have at least one small saplings in the forest which or where this is being grown. Namaskaram and pranams to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. That is wonderful to hear from your message. And I know Swami Rama used to do yearly program in America, and Swami Bua was invited so many times.
Yeah, Chicago was the normal meeting place.
And when you mention about Guru Nitya Diniyadi, he is my relative. When he used to come to New York as a visiting professor in different universities and colleges, he used to stay at Swami Bua's place. And definitely Swami Bua was the person who brought me to the UN, no one else. I remember in 2009 there was an event at the Church Center of the United Nations, our Labor Minister of India, he just became, end up in the hospital last day. The news came, he was doing yoga, he fell down, and he ended up in the hospital. It's Oscar Fernandez, And we had a reception for him and giving an award at the church center. And I brought Swami Bua there. And Swami Bua was supposed to blow the shell. And he's the first speaker. So he asked me to blow the shell. He asked me to speak at the event. We usually never speak before senior people. That is the real recognition he gave me to start events with the UN group. He kept me for years to follow. I remember one day he asked me to watch the shell, conch shell, and he asked me to blow. Nobody touches shell. And he said, blow 3 times. I blow 3 times. I never practice. I blow a few times. That's it. I said, now you continue my work. So now I am blowing the shell at all the events at the UN and all other public events. Go travel with the shell. That's the way it is. Some airport, they stop me because I have a big thing in the bag. They say, is that a bomb? They ask me. They don't know about the shell. So this is a good experience. Now I like to invite.
I think Swami Buaji's breath was called circular breathing.
Correct.
So he was able to breathe continuously without a exhale and inhale process, which was evident, and he could continue for hours.
Correct.
That was a very rare. And I have seen in some place where his conch was to be given to somebody, he was selecting the person to whom it is to be given. Somebody else was showing hand, he was not giving. So he found that was
Nilaya. That was in
yeah, that was in Nilaya. So that's why when Nilaya was speaking, I was connecting that immediately and see that.
We are planning to put that video today. Then because of somebody's request, that person who organized, not the main organizer, one of the organizer, he raped some ladies in Argentina. So we don't want to promote his stuff. So now I like to invite Professor Dr. Gopinathan Pillaji, and I know his master and Swami Bua were close friends. Here, Professor Gopinathan Pillaji, floor is for you.
So, Dileepji, thank you for offering this opportunity. And on this occasion, we, in the name of Shantagiri Ashram and our founder Guru, Abhijyoti Sri Karunagara Guru, to pray for the eternal deliverance of the soul of Swami Bua. Because as far as I understand, he was a yogi in its true sense. He dedicated his whole life in the dissemination of the yoga culture of India, yogi culture of India. And from the presentations made by the earlier speakers, I could understand the versatile personality, the multifaceted personality of Swami Bua. And from the, this small video you showed here, I was amazed to find that yogic postures. But apart from that, I understand that it was he who brought the science of yoga to the global limelight through his relentless effort. As you have shared with me on several occasions, he had associated with a galaxy of great men in the world of his time. And I still remember his association with Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, and how he facilitated his, that his exile. And I understand that according to Swami Bua, Netaji was never died in the plane crash. These are all something mysterious, never, unraveled truly even by the government. So similarly, I remember your words that he came to UN, New York, accompanying the Shah of Iran, and how he got connected with UN and all its activities, got involved in course of time. And that way, he was a true, example or an ambassador of Indian culture in West during that time. Because then I understand that later, it was something providential that you came across with Swami Bua. And his legacy you are pursuing with the utmost diligence. And we often find that it was Swami Vivekananda who glorified, who brought the greatness of his Guru, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, to the world. Same way, I find that it is Dileepji who has brought the eminence or the legacy of Swami Bua, or still that legacy continues because of your dedication and multifarious activities that you have been organizing. That way you are still continuing his memory and legacy in the Western world. So it is a great thing that it is not great, but something obligatory on the part of a disciple to commemorate and glorify and pay tribute to his Guru. On that way, you have organized this meeting, and I understand that several people associated with Swami Bua have joined this meeting, and all my not only congratulations, but my prayers to give you, let the Almighty give you the strength to carry out this mission. Thank you, Dileepji. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pillaji. You brought some rare stories I never share with other people. That's good. Now I like to show one of the video which TP earlier mentioned. I thought, let us see.
We are truly privileged this afternoon to have with us His Highness Swami Bua Ji Maharaj. We don't know how old he is. He doesn't know. Don't miss your chance.
So he always make fun with the yoga. That's the way. It's another style. It's a Kriya yoga. So people won't get tired. And they feel comfortable, even though he's very strict for postures. He makes sure nobody's get hurt from yoga. That's the way he was. And I never saw he's running behind name or money, even though he got few doctorates, honorary doctorates. He was a commissioner of health during the British time in Delhi. He speaks 8 languages and traveled 90 times, over 90 times around the globe. Means he met most of the great leaders. I remember when Kofi Annan came to his apartment. Kofi Annan was one of the Secretary General at the United Nations. The first Secretary General I met. I had great time. That was with Swami Bua. And see how they brought the spirituality to the United Nations. Before, it was very hard to bring spiritual leaders to the United Nations. Now, so many groups are there, slowly growing, And actually, people like him put foundation stone for us to bring yoga there, for the spiritual interfaith harmony week day and all the stuff. I know Swami Baba Jain was one of the prominent leaders from the Jain community, brought the Millennium Religious Summit at the UN in 2000. And so much to talk about him. And I remember in 2007, we had a beautiful event in Kerala House in Delhi. He was staying in Haryana with Guruma Ashram, and I visited there. And after a long time, he visited Kerala House and brought him to my house. 2 weeks he stayed in my house. He won't go to any of the rooms. He just sit on my couch and he never sleep. Just sit. That's the way he was. And I brought him to different ashrams. We did so many public events. In the end, he wanted to live in Kerala because after, I think, around 60 years, he's going back to Kerala to stay. Somehow, he came back. He asked me to come back to New York. I just left America. I was not that happy living in New York, spending all the money for taxes and other expenses. And went back to India permanently. He asked me to come back. Then I became his caretaker. That's a story. So, and one day he asked me, "Oh, I think, should I go back to India?" I said, "Why?" "I think my time is ready." So I asked him, "Do you want to leave your body in India or in America?" So he asked me, "What do you think?" I said, "If your mind is saying India, just go back to India." So we arranged his flight tickets and all the stuff. We had a Guru Puja at the Ganesh temple. And there's a video on YouTube. You can get that one. It's over 1.5 hours or something. And that was the last event. And somebody took a picture when I was carrying him in the wheelchair. That's the last event we had. Then he went back to India. Before I asked him, "Oh, where are you going?" "Oh, I am going to Bangalore." So I asked him, "Are you going to visit Sai Baba?" So he said, "I don't think so. I'm going to my relative's house." So when he reached in the airport in Bangalore, somebody met Swami Bua and touched his feet and said, "Oh, Swamiji, we are going to Baba's ashram. Can you join with us?" Then the plan changed. He said, "Okay, we'll go." When he reached the Sai ashram, and Sai Baba was already standing in front of the gate to receive him. They don't have any communication, nothing, but they communicate through their yogic power. And he stayed few days and we went back to Bangalore. And one day I woke up around 4:30 in the early morning. I thought, why I am up? And I said, I just called Swami Bua. I called and his son-in-law attended the phone. I asked him, is everything okay? Or anything happened? Oh, everything fine. After a few hours, I got a message from one of the students that he is in the hospital. Then after 1 month, again I woke up like this. So I called them and asked, how is Swami Bua? Oh, he's fine. He's just in the hospital. It's totally different. After a few hours, somebody said he died. So this, we communicate like this, So all happening. So this is the way of relationship with the masters and students. We never know what will happen. And I know Acharya Ishara Krishnananda ji is here, Dada Dhyananda ji here, and their master was very close with the Swami Bua.
Lakshmi was showing hand sometime back. Ubadhyaya.
Yeah, Lakshmi Ubadhyaya. You want to speak? Lakshmi Ubadhyaya. Okay, when you are ready, let us know. And Chinmoy from UN, they were close friends. Swami Vishnu Devananda, and many of them, the unlimited. All the leaders who come to UN, they always meet Swami Bua. And I had to say, Vijay Nambiar, he was the ambassador to the United Nations for the India, and he became the Under Secretary General, and he became the Chief of Staff, and he did a prominent role to make the International Day of Yoga. And there's a picture, he teaching yoga to the Secretary General Ban Ki-moon. So they publicized that photo before the announcement of the International Day of Yoga celebration at the UN on 2015. And he used to come to Swami Bua's house. We used to have a beautiful time. And I'm going to show some photos which we downloaded a few years back on Facebook. We have a two pages. This one is one old one. I'm going to show it.
गुरुजी,
Yeah.
मेरे स्वामी बुआ को लाख लाख प्रणाम मैं करती हूँ.
You want to speak? So please speak. Yeah.
No, only I pray to my Swami Bua and a lot of the pranam मेरे स्वामी बुआ. उन्होंने मेरे सिर पर हाथ रख के बोला कि तू 100 years की हो जाएंगी. बहुत बहुत मुझे प्यार करते थे. मेरे गुरु माँ ने ही उनके मुझे दर्शन कराए थे. गुरु माँ को भी प्रणाम, स्वामी बुआ को भी प्रणाम.
Thank you. Please let Guru Ma knows that we showed the video. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going back to the Facebook. The first picture on the left side, that is at my house. The middle picture from one of his students' house. And see one black and white on the left side, that is in Europe. And this is from his house. Let me see it. And this photo, we had 100 years of teaching celebration of Swami Bua at the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York. And this is Nilaya sitting here. Swami is sitting here. That's from Brazil. And on the left side, Swami Shivananda here, Swami Vishnu Devananda performing Mayurasan. Swami Bua is teaching them. And here you can see Swami Bua is doing the asana in front of Satya Sai Baba and the King of Mysore. And one of the trustee board member and her students, she is living in New Jersey now, that's Sherry. And she is teaching a class today, so she cannot join with us today. And we have so many photos on other pages. So I'm remaking his website related with my website. Earlier I made a website and one of the daughter got upset. Then I took it down. I don't want to have a clash between students or family members. But we are going to make a booklet. We need that one, and I'm going to add one page from my website so I can save money. I'm going to add some of his photos and some news. Now I like to invite Dr. M.N.C. Bose from Kerala to say a few words.
Hello. Namaskaram. See, first of all, I should say that our Guru Dileepji is organizing each and every program in such a great manner that we will sit for hours without going for any other activity. So it is very, very beautifully arranged and very beautifully organized, showing some pictures in between and inviting some good speakers for talking. That is very great organizing technology, I think. It's very nice. And regarding to speak something about Swami Bua, I have knowledge about Swami Bubaji is from Guru Dileepji only. Whenever I spoke to Guruji, Swami Buaji name, it will come in his mouth one or two times for each and every talk which I am having to Dileepji. So I am wondering about the best physique and flexibility of a person's body who is having regular training in yoga as well as yogic practice. It's wonderful, wonderful body, wonderful physique. I think I heard that he lived more than 125 years. Such a long period of life with a good physique and good energy is not a simple thing. It's a great thing. Of course, he's not a human being. He is something divine. And only divine people can do such thing that will be superior to everybody in the world, and that will be rememberable also. Guru Dileepji, by organizing this meeting from all over the world, great people from all over the world, for on the Remembrance Day of Swami Buaji, is a great thing. That is a great thing that a disciple can give to his guru. And this is I think this will continue for years, even after the period of Guru Dileepji. We will remember Swami Buaji until the existence of this world, because he has done such a great thing. And if he would have been living in India for such a long period with a great ashram, he would have become one of the greatest sannyasi in the world. Even now he is like that, only I know that. But he lived in countries other than India. Most of the time he lived in America and Europe, and he was trying to popularize the power of yoga, the mightiness of yoga, and the way of life, and above all, the love and affection towards human being and other world, human being and other thing, other, I think I'm not getting that word, as a human being and the other, each and every creature in the world, he shows love. That love, as Guruji was telling, that I to fill with love and end with love and live with love, like that. Everything you are going that wonderful, four sentences. I tried to mug up it, but I could not. But it is very good sentence. It was very nice thing to say about Swami Buaji, and he is a top. The top people always will become top with love only. Love towards everything. Love is the main thing to live in the world and after your life also. So I should not say much about Swami Vaji, because I am not knowing anything. I don't have any direct contact with him, but I know very clearly about him from the mouth of Guru Dileepji. Dileepji, I am proud of you. I am proud of you, and you are doing great works for the world and for the peaceful living of the world and for yoga. Wish you all the best.
So that teaching is begin the day with love, spend the day with love, fill the day with love, end the day with love. That's
good. I will repeat it several times after. That is very nice. Sentence. Okay.
Sai Baba also used that dialogue.
Yeah, that's a good dialogue. It's a very good dialogue.
And let me see who else here. Acharya Ishwara Krishnananda.
Namaskar.
Namaste.
So, thank you very much. Invite me. I just came here to pay tribute to Swami Buaji. And, the great people always come in this world to serve others. There is a saying in Hindi, वृक्ष नहीं फल बके नदी न सिंचे नीर परमारथ के कारणे साधु धरा शरीर. The tree doesn't eat their own fruit. River doesn't drink the water. And this sadhu, the great soul, this Nyasi, they come to help mankind. That's what the Buaji is, that he came in the world and he created such a wonderful people who can help build human society. But I can say that, our spiritual culture, our spiritual tradition says, Harmay Pita Gauri Mata Swadese Bhunam Triyam. That in English we can say, in Indian people know that the Shiva Lord, Shiva is father, Gauri is mother. Those who do not know can say that God is father and this Prakriti is mother and this universe is our homeland. It's not one country. This all we are the people of the whole universe is our families, and it is our duty to do something for them, to bring. In Rig Veda says, Sangachadvam, Sangbadadvam, Sambo Manansi Janatam, Deva Bhagam Jatha Purve Sanjanana Upasate, Samaniva Kuti Samana Hirdayaniva Samanamastu Manandithavas. More than 15,000 years ago, the sages of the past had thought about a great idea about the society. Let us move together. Let us sing together. Let us unite our intention. So this is a very great teaching. We have still society, a lot of work to do for the world. Any person like Buaji, and through the Buaji, we have our Dileepji here and trying to help to propagate universalism. That is what I can believe, that our master Sri Srianand Murti has come in the world to create one universal society. We have so much suffering, so much pain, so much war in this world. Only through our cosmic brotherhood or sisterhood and teaching all the time love, peace, and unity, we can bring joy to the world. We came all here to give some things to the world, to make this world better. So thank you very much. I don't want to take much time. And I cannot tell, all the people have told a lot of things about the Buaji. I know it's a great contribution, a great yogi, and I pay my salutation to Swami Bua. Thank you. Thank
you. Thank you, Ji. Now I like to invite Swami Yananda, Madhu, Argentina.
Good morning. Can you hear me, dear Guruji? Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Namaste to everybody. I have to say something about Swami Bua and Guru Dileepji. I knew Swami Bua from photos that Guru Dileepji shared with us in Facebook or his page. The only thing I can see in that photo is just love. Just a great love from both of them. Love from Swami Bua to Guruji and love Guruji to Swami Bua. Love and compassion. That is what I can see in that photos. I full me of love too, and compassion and peace. I have to say thank you, my Guru, Sri Dileepji, to invite me to share with you this meeting in honor of Swami Bua, such master and great person, lover, peaceful, great person. And so I can say to you, thank you very much. Thank you for all the speakers to share their own experiences, including Swami Bua. I am here from Argentina. I'm so happy to be here in this meeting. Thank you so much, dear Guruji, for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mehta.
Blessing to all.
Join. Now I like to show one photo, that is the person who saved Swami Bua from the funeral pile. That is Prabhagara Siddha Yogi. He is my master. He saved my life before anyone else. And on Guru Purnima day, we'll talk about him. And he was very close with the Swami Bua, and we don't know how many years he lived on this earth. Some people are saying 723 because he leave body from his body and enter in other people's body. That's the way he was. And there's a picture him and Swami Vivekananda together when Vivekananda came to Kerala. I saw those photos, and 2 years back I was visiting his Samadhi place. I still believe he didn't die because this is the way yogis are. Yeah. I think he in 1986 he left the body in eastern part of Kerala, southeastern part of Kerala. but still people saw him in different places. That's why I said we never believe in this death for yogis. Like Swami Shivananda used to appear in Canada and different places. People used to see him. And he went to only one country that we know in his passport. So we never know how they are. And there's a picture with the Prabhakarji and Mada Amrudanandamai. It's a hugging photo. It's a beautiful photo. Maybe I'll try to find out. I put it on Facebook somewhere. And see his eyes, very powerful. And he won't eat any food. And he live in the water more than 11 years. He traveled from Himalaya to Kerala. And the fishermen caught him in a fishing net and brought to the police station. And police don't know what type of animal is this because of the all the plants from the sea living on his body. That's the way he ended up. And Sir CP heard about this, and Sir CP Ramaswamy Iyer, he was the divine. And he came to the police station and he said, "This is Prabhakara Siddha Yogi, no one else." And he took him to Trivandrum. That's the story. And so a lot of stories about him. But he used to be in Kerala when I was very little, even before I born. Especially in Ernakulam Shiva temple, he used to sit there. And the Tripunadra Sri Purnatesha temple, that's the place I grew up. So when I see his face, it's very hard to look at his eyes. So I hide behind my mouth and look at like this. And there's a lot of stories about like this. So now I like to invite Remy Alapo, Dr. Remy Alapo. I know she attended some of his memorials and birthday celebrations.
Yes. Namaskar, everybody. Peace and blessings to you all. It is a pleasure to be here this morning. My story is very different because I'm one of the few people who have never met Swami Bua, but you would not believe it. It's as if I've met him from the lectures and stories that my dear friend Guru Dileepji always tells us, and from many of the interfaith activities, commemorations, the birthdays, the events, always talking about his personal encounters with Swami Bua. So I feel that I have a connection, even though I did not physically meet him when his spirit was in his body, but I feel the connection to his life journey, to his activities, to his teachings, to the memories that everyone who had the joy of meeting him presented over the years. So I want to thank everybody for bringing light into the life of Swami Bua. And I pray that God continues to bestow upon us the many blessings that he left behind so that his work, his deeds, and his doing can continue to be spread around the world into the lives of many people so that his teachings will continue to be learned by future generations so that we'll know the type of person that he was and we can humble ourselves to want to walk in those types of ways. So with that, I thank you all, and I'll leave you with a prayer. It's the Lord's Prayer in my language, Yoruba, from Nigeria, West Africa. Bàbá wa tí ń bẹ ní ọ̀run, ká bọ̀wọ̀ fún orúkọ rẹ, kí ìjọba rẹ tó dé, tìrẹ ni kí a ṣe ní ayé, bí a ti ń ṣe ní ọ̀run. Má fà wá sínú àdánwò, gbà wá lọ́wọ́ bìlísì, torí ìjọba ni tìrẹ, agbára ni tìrẹ, ògo ni tìrẹ, láéláé, àmín, àmín, àmín. Thank you very much. May peace be upon all of you.
Thank you, Dr. Remy.
You're welcome.
So I'll show another photo we created for the Facebook page. You see Swami Bua is blowing the shell at the UN and the people are in the General Assembly. I have some more photos. Definitely, I'll make a separate album. I need a little more time to prepare all the stuff. Yeah. And see who else didn't speak. Okay, I want to invite Dada Anudyananda from the Ananda Marga Center. Unmute yourself.
So namaskar to all, and I am very happy. I feel very much delighted that I got today chance to join this event because this program is for Swami Bua, Remembrance of Swami Bua dead. So even I did not meet him, but I read, I saw many of other activities. Since many time I see, when I see our Dileepji, he shares with him so many pictures. So he has guided so many people, millions of people on the planet, Earth planet, and his teachings are always inspiration. So always people will be inspired what he did and what he taught to others. So I am fortunate to know about him, and I am more now I am thinking to know about him because such a great personality, not always comes. So it is rare, like we get such kind of the great personality, and we should get more benefits from his teachings. We should learn and practice. So again, I want to thanks to our Guru Dileepji for inviting us and get chance to be with you all. Thank you. Namaskar.
So I remember when I was talking with the Swami Bua, he asked me, what is your mission in America? And so first mission, I said, I want to have an interfaith group. And second is the International Day of Yoga. And interfaith happened that because of Babaji. And the International Day of Yoga happened because of all the yogis and the Prime Minister Modi. And next mission is to bringing different types of treatments together in one roof. I know that is the most challenging one, but it's needed for the world. Let us see how it will work out, but I have a hope. Yes, Vasare, I saw your hand is up.
Very important thing he was you can do it also. Even now in India, some talks on that subject is going on, and I think it should be happen. And I think Guruji, Dileepji can work for that one. I wish you all the best for that.
And another thing is yes, TP.
Dileepji, Swami Rama has got a medical college that is called the Himalayan Medical College.
Right.
And it has allopathy, homeopathy, Ayurveda together.
Great.
We used to have conferences in which I was attending, where we used to do the electroencephalograph to test whether the meditation is false or really happening, the EEG, biofeedback, all such research. So yoga was mixed with all this.
Yeah.
That was like a laboratory where we can experiment and learn. That's a beautiful one. We have many more to integrate. Like Siddha is there, Unani is there. No,
Yeah.
all of them have to be integrated.
Even herbology from different countries are very important because
in Hyderabad we had. I remember in 1970 when I learned herbo mineral medicines. In our childhood, we used to have grape water.
Correct.
We used to have Desil, one tablet, which is not permitted today in the world, but variations of that is what is coming in most of the allopathy.
Correct.
The herbo mineral in the core of its core is more effective than mixing it with many other things and then. So we have lost many things. If you don't integrate and then work, probably many things will be lost. So it's a beautiful dream. I think it should happen.
Even I remember when my father was studying homeopathy in the college, they used to have surgery. After they start practicing and they got a notification, they cannot do any surgery. Now slowly it's coming back, even with Ayurveda. Ayurveda medical system is the first surgery people, but somehow this certain business people, create the problem. So we had to work with all the different types of doctors and educationals should come together, even for the philosophy too. We create different types of groups and just insult other groups. That's the thing. A lot of time I see. They make like 1,000 people. Oh, we are the great. That's not correct. The truth cannot change. So we are here to work for everybody. We don't want to leave even one person behind. So let us see how things will come. Overall, I say different things are happening in a positive manner. I see Bijoy George is one of my friend, is a long time disciple of Swami Bua. Bijoy, can you on your video? Bijoy George. Bijoy. I don't know what happened. Yeah, he is here. Okay. Please unmute yourself. I was waiting for it.
All right. I had a class today morning.
Yes, okay. Yes, sir.
So that is
Please
the
unmute yourself. Vijay used to bring Swami Bua to Brazil.
all right. I had a class today morning.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So that is
Please
the
unmute yourself. Vijay used to bring Swami Bua to Brazil.
all right. I had a class.
Just mute the other device. Just speak on the computer.
All right. Okay. I don't know what's happening. Seems like an echo is happening.
Are you using two devices?
All right. Oh, maybe I have another device. You think? I don't know what's happening.
Or your Facebook is on?
Okay. Let me see if I can. Oh, maybe I have another device. You think? Okay, the Facebook maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Off the Facebook. Yeah. Now it's good.
That's what happened.
You can
Thank you for the invitation, Dileepji. And I had a class in the morning, so with Brazilian students, where Swami had been to Brazil a couple of times, and I was lucky enough to bring him to Brazil. I think it was probably about 22, 23 years ago. First time he went there, and he made several trips, and he stayed there and taught yoga and did lectures in Brazil, many different places, including Rio de Janeiro, the capital of Brazil, Brasilia, and other places, and the Natal, which is another state of Brazil, where he went to for a conference. That was the first time he went, yoga congress. So he has been, I've been very, very lucky to be present him to the Brazilian public, and we still have some students from there who practice yoga, and I teach yoga, Swami's yoga on the video on Thursdays and Sundays to some of the Brazilian students who are still practicing his yoga. So having said that, I would like to say that that we thank Dileepji for taking care of Swami while he was in New York, and I met him several times over there in with him in the temple, where we had some very good dosha and things like that after the class. So Swami's message has always been one of peace and understanding, and And so once I asked him a question, what is how, well, let me think about the question itself. How can you be happy? That was a question. It was a simple question. And Swami thought for a few seconds, and then he said, give. The more you give, the happier you are. That was a that was a very profound answer, in my opinion. And he has lived according to that standards. He has always given to the people wherever he went, his spiritual blessing and his spiritual teachings. So, we are all very grateful that having known him, and for Dileepji to promote his work now in the United States and throughout the world, through United Nations. So, that's about what I can say at the moment.
Here I like to say something about a great time with the Bijoy, Nilaya, and some other people, Jean. The very, very friendly people I met through Swami Bua's group, And even, I had some really rash type people, They gave me a really hard time at the place when I was with the Swami Bua, because they come and take all the materials, photos, albums, videos from Swami Bua's room, and everything lost. Only photos what I had in my camera, that's the only thing I have. When I made the page on Facebook, I asked most of them, can you put photos, what do you have there, so everybody can see it, they can use it. Sami never think about having a patent for any of these teachings or any of the materials. And a few years back, somebody called from Canada. I said, "Oh, Dileepji, we have a big shell. We have an harmonium. We have trumpet, all from Swami Bua." I said, "You keep it. I don't need any of this stuff." Because I have few of the shell I have, and one mala like a Rudraksha mala with the different faces I made for him. I asked him to wear it. He was wearing for a long time. Before he left, he gave back to me. He just use it. Yes, so I am using that too. And a few items I have. Then I am the only one took the Diksha from him as a monk. That is I had to write a book on that point. Because I had my different lifestyle. So whatever it is, I enjoy my time with the people. So we continue our service, and memory about him and his teaching through our activities. Because a lot of time people make a monument. I remember his daughter brought a container with ash to me. I said, "Why you are bringing ash to me? When he was alive, I was able to take care of it. I don't need any ash to carry on it. I have what I need." I remember when there was argument happening with some of his students and his younger daughter about to have who is the next leader. Argument is going on everywhere. So Swami is looking at me. I said, I want you to be the president of the society. I said, "Swamiji, I already have other organization. I am here to serve, nothing else. I need only one thing. Just put your hand on my head. Bless me, nothing else. I don't need any other stuff." And he was a little disappointed. I said, "No, we have our duty, but I want to support the well yoga community, because that's the thing we can serve a lot through the organization." Now we got the association status at the Global Communication at the United Nations 2019, and today they are going to announce about the accreditation. So it should be ready by next month. Then September 14 we'll have a celebration. That is our World Peace Festival. And that's the day, September 14, I came to America. to brought this mission. In 2010, before he left, I asked him, so what do we do with this your community? We are just using the website, we are using the name. He said, just make the organization as illegal. But still it took a long way to go. Whenever I get money, some expenses will come and finish that. Then in 2015, I had a discussion with Brother Raj Bhushan, and he said, okay, we'll move forward. Then we move forward, made the registration here in India now. Martha Bardo is taking care of in Argentina, So we are asking other people to start it, not for the benefit of financial motivation, to benefit of the humanity. I'll say, just focus on the work, what we had to implement for the people, rather than a material stuff, Because people will need guidance. So those who are ready to serve, just acknowledge them, bring them to the team, and implement. I won't say money is a Satan. Need for necessary purpose. Yeah. But first thing is the love to take care of the people around us. That's why Vijay said, give. Happiness is there. So when you give, those who receive it, they had to make sure they are also giving. Because it's not when you make a bridge, it's not a one-way traffic. It's both ways. So when master give the life to students, students should make sure that everything going smoothly with the master and other activities. Otherwise, it will create a problem. Yesterday, my brother called and gave me a really hard time. He is not blaming anything because there is a conflict between people in the family. And him and my sister, I said, just forget about all of this stuff. We'll do whatever we can. Everybody have their own problems. Don't bring their problems to the public events. Good to have problems. That's why we learn it. We overcome it through our work, what we do. So if I complain about my life, there's no time to talk about the good things. So I focus on the good things. What we can achieve, that's the main thing we have to focus on it. Problems will come, put it in the side, we move forward. So I never give up in my life. So that's the success. It will take time, make the foundation properly, so other people, future generation can use it for a good thing. So now I am going to invite Gabriel Martinez to share his wisdom. Gabriel.
Namaskar.
Namaste.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to meet Swami Bua physically. I've heard so many beautiful stories over the years. It's an understatement. So many beautiful stories. And I've had some powerful experiences in feeling some connections with Swami Bua. I've had few people I've known, two friends that I could think of at the moment who shared with me the experiences of them with Swami Buaji. One friend, both of them are no longer in the body, but when a few years ago they shared. One friend who was a student of a Tai Chi master. And this Tai Chi master, Chen Manqing, and Swami Bua were very good friends. And he was calling him Swami Abu, affectionately, I think. And I didn't know who he was speaking of at first until he showed me the picture. And I said, that's Swami Bua. And he said, oh, I always call him Swami Abu. And he shared with me several pictures that I was able to share with Guruji. And he said that every time Swami Bua would come by, there was always this feeling of lightness and just very, very warm friendliness. Like it was always very opening and inviting. So one day, Chen Manching asked him to take some photos, and those are the photos that we share with each other. And another friend who went with his yoga teacher to Swami Bua's class was asked to immediately go into headstands. And this was a challenge the way he was thinking, but he was able, fortunately, to do the headstand. So, and Swami Bua was very firm, as Lakshmi mentioned, and very sharp with the critical aspect of the posture and certain details. And afterwards, they were sitting down to eat, and Swami Bua said in the table, when I teach, I am like the general, but now my heart is melting like butter. So beautiful. This is amazing legacy, amazing testimony to one's work, one's efforts, one's life. And it's an honor to just listen and be here. So thank you all.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now I like to invite Dr. Sanjeev Rawat. Please play your video and unmute yourself. Dr. Sanjeev Rawat.
Namaskar, Guruji. Namaskar to all. I am Sanjeev Singh Rawat, yoga consultant in Dayanand Medical College and Hospital in Ludhiana, in Punjab.
Do you know Dayanand?
I am, yes, Dayanand Medical College and Hospital.
And the Swami Bua are close friends.
Yeah, Swami Dayananda. And I am a student of Swami Yogi Sarupananda ji, if you know, the Shivananda present president. And he will teach me yoga in 1992. In 1992, when I was an instructor in ALTTC, Advanced Level Telecom Training Center. And what I was studying in, at that time, I am doing bachelor degree. And part-time I am working there. So I meet to Swami Yogi Sarupananji, and he told me, you come on in this field, in yoga field, you are not perfect to this physical education field. And with this, with his grace, I came to this yoga field. And in the early years, when I was 6 to 8 years, I studied Gita first time. And daily I will read Gita one chapter early in the morning. And then I think that this field, yoga, is give me too much satisfaction, mental satisfaction, and everything. And now I complete my PhD in 2002, and then join here in Dayanand Medical College and Hospital as a yoga consultant. And with your grace, I today attend this meeting. Jagatguru Buaji Maharaj, and you will introduce me from these Guruji, and he's a great spiritual and yoga leader, spiritual leader of India. And now I will quit. Thanks for participating me in this meeting. Thank you, Guruji. Namaskar. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
I saw another person, Yogacharya Lalit Chauhan. Please play your video. Say a few words. Yogacharya Lalit Chauhan.
Namaskar.
Namaste.
Hello. Sir, it's blessings of Swamiji that I've been a part of this discussion, so I came to know more about the details about Swamiji, and I think it's the blessings for me being a part of this program. As I've learned a lot of things. I came to know which I was earlier not knowing about it. So I think it's really blessings for me being part of it and just to learn about Swamiji. Earlier, I wasn't aware regarding the work and things regarding Swamiji, which I came to know and learn. So I would like to thank you everyone who shared their knowledge and information regarding Swamiji.
Thank you, thank you. Janet Jenge. Janet Jenge. Okay, Vikram Singh Tomar. Vikram Singh Tomar. Okay, so I'll invite Dr. T.P. Shashi Kumar for a closing remarks and a prayer.
Namaskaram. It was great remembering one of the probably the richest contributor towards physical asana plus getting into the spirituality, minute aspects explaining to the West, popularizing, connecting, as many people did, but I don't know how many people did the interfaith activity along with that. So it was taking a tradition is one, spreading the tradition across different culture, religion, practice. That's why he must have traveled all across the globe. I'm sure a great tribute, a great remembrance, connecting many people, each other. We are all blessed being part of that, though most of us have not directly seen, but we are able to connect through the chain of the people who have connected to him directly. It is our responsibility to take this message forward. I think these sort of remembrance and events which are happening is to take an oath that we are here to take this forward. Probably those influential people are those people who collected a lot of money and made their own institution under their name. But I am sure if Vivekananda was not there, Ramakrishna would not have known to the world. But here we have a Ramakrishna who was known to the world. But if, like Dileepji, another Vivekananda was not here around, I am sure I would not have never got to know him so emotionally, spiritually close. We would not have, many of us would not have even connected without this string of nodes which are connecting all of us to that great inspiration, Buaji. So we are all on behalf of every person who spoke here. Dileepji, we have to take this forward. We must do much more and take this message, because people take advantage of not getting institutionalized, and those people who get institutionalized are more popular, and people don't even mention the names. That's why you remember when the yoga day I was mentioning the picture of Mysore, where instantly you posted it. Similarly, people speak of different aspects without forgetting the root. Like today, it was mentioned that the seed is more important, right? So we have a big forest, but we forget the seed. I'm sure we should all get to the
That
root.
was a great saying. Great say. That is a great say.
I think we need to get more closer, plan some activity, name some activities under him. He was one who was taking Bhagavad Gita message throughout his teachings. I saw some quotation which I mentioned today. I was posting it on Facebook as comments. He found that Bhagavad Gita is really a practical handbook. And I'm so happy Dileepji is getting into such. It is not without a core knowledge subject getting propagated, it is not getting learned, it is not getting popularized. Otherwise, it becomes superficial sometime. I remember Swami Rama's mentioning sometime, I am not calling myself a Yogacharya, but I found many people who take a 3-month certificate program under me are calling themselves as Yogacharyas. Right? So the world is with full of certification programs, titles, and we have somebody who may not have that much contribution, but they are good in marketing. So we only look at the cover, but not the inside. Discover is not done. So this is a great discovery of learning about Bua for many people, I'm sure. We should have such occasions to remember. More than that, that message should be taken. I think we all take that pledge that we are with you on this great travel. And I'm glad that today you are getting that, probably getting that, when the office is open, that is another ladder step going up. So we all look forward for that communication. Thank you, pranams to each one of you for being part of it. I'm so glad that I got this opportunity and blessings of associating with such great souls. Thank you, pranams.
Thank you, Jay. So Vikram Singh is back. Please unmute yourself.
Namaskar, Guruji. How are you?
Good.
Yeah. Namaskar to everyone who have been present here. One thing what I have learned, one is that every guru should have students. That is very, very important. The teaching of gurus can only say when they have a great student, and the people can more proceed. The teaching of a guru can be more safe, or it can be go to the hierarchy level, to the downward, when you have a student. That's the reason we have to understand that mind activities has to be maintained, and sometimes we have to feel that the presence of guru is always present when you have a great student like Guruji is there, and their teachings and activities can be shared very well on that way. Yes, Guruji.
I want to share one photo that is from my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
This is 2008 when he visited my hometown. Dr. Agile Sharma from Delhi, and my physics professor in the back from Cochin College, and this is Swami Bua's younger daughter. And
So nice, so nice.
photos. This is the one from the Fashion Institute of Technology. And Bijoy is here. And I see Bijoy's wife, Nilaya, and Swami Bua's younger daughter, husband. Let me see any other photos. Interesting photo. 1 minute. This is another photo. Swami Bua's son and wife, younger daughter. This is his studio apartment where he do the classes. All the photos on the top. So he sit there and sleep. Actually, he won't sleep. He just relax. That's the way it is. The last part, I never see he sleeping. Day and night we talk. That's the way life was. I remember once he left the building around 3 o'clock. I opened my eyes. I cannot see him. He's not in the apartment. Then I went to all the floor and I found him from another floor. And he's talking with somebody in the middle of the night. Then I understood he may leave the building anytime. So what I did, I just put a lock on the top of the, like a chain lock. Then after 2 days, I saw he stood on a chair, took a stick and opened the door. And he went outside. Then I had to go and search for him. I got him from the railway station, Then I thought, no, this won't work out. So I put my legs on the door and sleep. So when he comes, I will know, right? And he got really pissed off. He gave me a really hard time, I'll tell what happened, not today, another time. Then he did worst thing a master can do. He did that, So I just look at his face. I was really pissed off. I don't want to say anything. Then I was sitting on the chair and my legs are open. I just lying back like this. In the midnight, I took a nap and I felt some water fell on my feet. That was his tears. He said sorry to me, what he did. So I didn't make any grudge towards him, but I was disappointed. He went to that state as a human level, went to that state to challenge. He's not supposed to do that. Then we became close, That's the way it was. But beautiful time. In my entire life, I think I spent more time, more than my parents. I spent time with him. It's a beautiful time. So anyway, everything going well. So time to conclude. And Saturday we have Guru Purnima Day celebration. One of my friend from London will be the main guest, and I'm going to select some more speakers. And Guru Purnima is important to celebrate. Those who are in the spiritual path, Guru is a mother, father, and everything for a student. We won't say they are going to control your life. When you have a real love towards the Guru, everything will happen. A lot of time people hate the word Guru in America or Europe. because some of the masters came from India, they may abuse students. Whatever it is, we cannot put a blame on a guru name. Even some places we cannot say namaste, that's against the law, or om, chanting om against the law. That's not good. So 2 years back, we made a decision to have a Guru festival. So we made the board to proclaim that day as a Guru festival day in Manhattan and Brooklyn. Because we don't want people to abuse the word Guru. That has to be there. Otherwise, it will make a chaos in this world. People have freedom and they don't know how to use the freedom in a proper way. Students don't have any discipline. They don't have respect towards teachers or masters or college professors, even towards parents. That's the way it's coming. And I'm not saying parents have to beat them up to train, We don't need that one. We need the understanding between our children and parents, or students and teachers. A respect has to be there. That's why we have the Gurukul system. So definitely I'll stand until my last breath for the Gurukula system. Yeah. So I'm glad we all gathered today. I hope we all had a wonderful time to share. I didn't invite anybody to speak in this event because I want to see who is available and make it open forum to express each one of you. A lot of the people are from different faith traditions or different masters. But in the common way, I'll say Swami Bua brought people together. That's the part I like about him, because I had the same mentality when I used to have yoga programs. I invite all the religious groups, even atheists, I call them, musicians, dancers. Let them have a wonderful satsang. This is the way spirituality is supposed to go. And we don't have a dogma. This is our organization. We don't have that time. Or this is our master and all other people are bad. Nothing. We are the best. Nothing. We all are the best. So for me, we had to keep the core teachings of yoga in all aspects in the truth. Swami Bua never made Swami Bua Yoga Center. He made Indo-American Yoga Vedanta Society. I never made Guru Dileepji's Institute, Yoga Institute. I made World Yoga Community for the people, or International Gurukula, whatever. We made for people. Because I know this is going to grow. As much we did wonderful with the World Yoga Community, nobody can beat up what we did. We focus on the work. And we made the collaboration. Over 80 organizations collaborated in our last month program. That's a wonderful moment. Over 260 speakers and presenters in 30 days yoga day celebration. Did we ask even one penny to anybody? None. We just made everybody to be part of it. They should feel this is a homely place to come and share. We made that. The purpose of this is like that. So we'll continue our work, and Dr. T.P. Maharaj is going to start the Bhagavad Gita class every Sunday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. New York time. Actually, 90 minutes is enough, but in case, I put it like 2 hours. And if any big events falling on those any of the Sundays, we may change the date or we cancel that day. Only few events may come. So it seems like 22 Sundays are going to happen in this year, and rest of the information we'll give on the first day. I saw around 69 people registered, and I know he's going to teach the real aspects of the philosophy rather than a politics. We do not need the politics. We need the spiritual core teaching. He is good for that. I am 100% sure he will fulfill our mission with that. And we want people to learn it and live with it and propagate and teach. That's the purpose, nothing else. Otherwise, there's no point to have these type of events. We want to make sure everybody is part of our global community. Value your community, whatever you feel, how you can help us in different ways. If anybody want to put a donation, we have a website. You could just go and put the donation there. Those who want to do a voluntary work, let us know. Those who want to do a partnership events, we are here. We are not limited, we are unlimited beings. So thank you everyone for joining today. I had a great time because this is the day I always look forward. So upcoming events are this Saturday, Guru Purnima Day celebration. And we have every Wednesday interfaith gathering 10 to 12 o'clock, 10 a.m. to 12 in New York time. And August 14, 6 p.m. we have interfaith ordination from All Faith Seminary, which I am a trustee, founded by Rabbi Joseph Gelromain. They have the ordination ceremony. There is an award is coming. So I'll put it on Facebook. Please join. Then September 14, we'll have Peace Festival, and October 4, our third annual Guru Festival. So don't miss any of these events. So just write to me or call me. You have my number, or my email, Facebook, chat, whatever. I am 24/7. Even if I didn't answer, just leave a message there. I'll answer it. So thank you, everyone. With everybody's love and care. Samasta Sugino Bhavandu. Loga Samasta Sugino Bhavandu. Loga Samasta Sugino Bhavandu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, everyone. See you very soon.
Okay, Dileepji, well done. Thank you.
We'll be in touch.
धन्यवाद गुरुजी.
Thanks, Guruji.